During the Buddha's time, while he was staying at the Jetavana temple, he told a story about a certain monk. On one occasion, 60 monks, after having obtained a topic for contemplative practice from the Buddha, traveled to Matika village. There, Matika Mata, mother of the village leader, had a monastery built for them so that they could stay in the village during the rainy season. She offered them alms food and declared herself a lay supporter. The monks were serious about their practice. They feared that if they failed to attain liberation from their wrong views, they would risk rebirth in hell realms. They conferred and decided not to waste any time socializing or fraternizing. They agreed that they would only come together during alms rounds or if the bell rang, signaling that a monk was sick and needed aid. And so, when Matika Mata came to visit the monks, she did not see a single person. She asked her servants where the monks were. She was told that they were all out in the forest practicing contemplation. They told her that the monks would only come back if someone rang the bell. Matika Mata, greatly wishing to meet the monks, rang the bell. When the monks returned, they all arrived separately and from different directions. No two monks came back together. Matika Mata said, "My lord, are the monks bickering? Why did you all come back separately?" "Lay supporter, we are not fighting. We are practicing the Dhamma of a samana." "Venerable sir, what is the Dhamma of a samana?" "It is the contemplation of the 3 common characteristics of the 32 constituents of the body. We contemplate each constituent part of the body and observe how it is impermanent, always changing. We contemplate how each constituent part of our body causes us suffering. We contemplate how each constituent part of our body is not in our control and will not be as we wish. We tried to find evidence that the body is not us and does not belong to us. This is the Dhamma of the samana." "Most venerable, is that something that only monks can contemplate?" "Lay supporter, it is something anyone can contemplate." Matika Mata eagerly went home and practiced what the monk had told her. She observed the 3 common characteristics in each of the 32 constituent parts of the body. She focused on observing the impermanence, the suffering, and the lack of self. She used her personal experiences as a basis to convince her mind of the absolute truth. She contemplated the suffering that comes with having hair. Sometimes it fell out. Sometimes it got tangled. Sometimes it did not look how she wanted. This all led to suffering. She contemplated all the suffering that came from taking care of it. She had to wash it, cut it, style it, straighten it, comb it, and many other things. So much time and effort had gone into maintaining and caring for her hair. She contemplated the suffering that came when her hair did not do as she wished. When she woke up, her hair was a mess. Sometimes her hair was oily. Sometimes her hair changed color. Whenever her hair was not how she wanted, she felt suffering. She contemplated the impermanence of her hair. When she was younger and her hair was growing, it was healthy and beautiful. As she grew, her hair began to have problems. Sometimes her hair fell out, sometimes it turned white. She contemplated how her hair would be in the future. It would turn mostly white and thin out. She realized the lack of control she truly had over her hair. She could not control it. She could not command it. It was truly beyond her control. She could not even truly call it her hair. It would only be with her for a short time, remain beyond her control, and cause her suffering. She contemplated that inside her body, every single constituent part was exactly the same. Her body was made up of many parts. Each part would eventually decay, fall apart, or rot. Her skin would eventually develop wrinkles, blemishes, and various marks. Her organs would age, become weak, and eventually rot and decay. She contemplated each and every organ and viscerally saw the change, the filthiness, and the eventual death and decay of each organ. Each organ was subject to change, aging, and death. Each constituent part of her body was filthy and undesirable. Matika Mata practiced with diligence, and when her wisdom was ripe, she attained enlightenment at the level of Anagami. Along with her enlightenment, she also attained analytical insight and mundane supernormal powers. She used her supernormal powers and directed them towards the monks. She wondered to herself, have the monks attained enlightenment? No, they have not. She saw that each monk still had desire, anger, and delusion within himself. She then considered, do they have the potential to become enlightened? They do. Then what is blocking their path? Do they have some obstruction due to their living situations? No, their living situations are proper. Do they have some obstruction due to their companions? No, their companions are proper. Do they have some obstruction due to their food? Yes. The food they are receiving is not proper for their bodies and desires. This is causing a distraction for them, leading them to not being able to focus on their contemplations. Their minds keep obsessing over the food that they receive or might receive. Matika Mata then ordered proper and choice food to be prepared and offered to the monks every day. Once their food obstruction was eliminated, the monks were able to fully focus on their contemplation of the 32 constituent parts of the body. The monks were able to fully focus on the impermanence, suffering, and lack of control. After this, the monks were all able to attain full enlightenment as arahants. All the monks reflected gratefully that the proper food that Matika Mata offered, along with lodgings and other requisites, were a key factor in their attaining enlightenment. They were now finally free from the rounds of rebirth. They truly anumotana, or rejoiced with Matika Mata's support. At the end of the rainy season, the monks all prepared to return to the Chetavana temple. Matika Mata formally requested that the monks come back to visit her and the villagers in the future. Upon returning, the 60 monks who went to the village of Matika went to see the Buddha. The Buddha asked for a report on their progress. The monks reported to the Buddha that they were all in good health and in comfortable circumstances at Matika village. Under the support of Matika Mata, they did not have to worry about lodgings, requisites, or food. They also mentioned that Matika Mata was aware of their thoughts and offered food that they wished for without having to ask for it. A certain monk who was in the assembly became excited and decided that he too would go to Matika village. He asked for a contemplation topic from the Buddha and permission to go there. The monk then set forth for Matika village. He was excited, thinking about meeting a lay supporter who could read minds. Before arriving at the village, he thought to himself, I've traveled so far and am so tired. It would be nice if the residence was already swept and cleaned when I arrived. When he arrived, he found that his residence was swept and clean. Each day, the monk would think of a certain meal he wanted to eat. Each day, the exact thing he wished for was prepared and offered to him. One day, the monk wished to meet Matika Mata. Not long after that, Matika Mata arrived with some refreshments. The monk said, Matika Mata, I've heard that you can read minds. Is this true? Why do you ask these things? Everything I wished for in my mind was offered to me immediately. Deflecting the question, Matika Mata said, There are many monks who can read minds. I'm not asking about other monks. I'm asking about you. If a certain person has the ability to read minds, then they would know the thoughts of others, Venerable Sir. The monk became worried. If I, an ordinary worldly being, were to think impure thoughts, she would know. I can't stay here. The monk then packed up his things and returned to the Jetavana temple. The Buddha asked him, Why have you returned? My lord, Matika Mata can read minds. It is not unusual for a normal person to think good and bad thoughts. I would be embarrassed if she knew all my bad thoughts. Monk, you should stay and practice in that place. My lord, I can't do it. I can't stop my mind from thinking of impure things. Monk, you mustn't try to stop your mind, but rather focus your mind. Contemplate the impure things in your mind to finality. See through the imagination and see the reality of impermanence, suffering, and lack of control. Instead of trying to stop your mind from thinking, teach it how to think properly. The mind is a difficult thing to control. Swiftly and lightly, it moves and lands as it pleases. It is good to control the mind, for a well-controlled mind brings happiness. My lord, I will do as you instruct. Thank you for your compassion. Matikamata knew why the monk left, and also why he had returned. She brought him proper food that pleased him. The monk practiced hard and focused his mind. Instead of stopping or pushing away impure thoughts when they arose, he used his wisdom to fully explore and contemplate the concepts in those thoughts. When he thought of desires, he would also think of how those desires came to be, the suffering in attaining them, the suffering of maintenance, and the suffering of the separation from what we hold dear. He truly felt the impermanence. He truly felt the suffering. He truly felt the lack of control, the lack of a true self. He truly felt the truth. After all his striving, he attained full enlightenment as an Arahant. The monk thought, Matikamata was instrumental in my enlightenment. She is truly a valuable supporter for me in this life. Has she been a supporter to me in past lives as well? Using his powers, he saw that in her last 99 lives, Matikamata was born as his wife. In those lives, she had desires for another man and plotted to kill her husband. She did this consecutively for 99 lives. The monk thought, how unfortunate is it that Matikamata has created so much bad karma in her past 99 lives. Matikamata was sitting nearby and read his mind. She wondered to herself, were there only lives where I had killed him? Then she used her powers to look back to 100 lifetimes ago. She saw that in that life, she sacrificed her life for him. She then sent a message through her mind to the monk and asked him to look at that lifetime. The monk then contemplated back to the 100th life. He saw how she had loved him and sacrificed her own life for him. He reflected on the gratitude he felt for her actions in that life. Knowing all of this to be part of a karmic journey, he put it all aside. Not too long after that, the monk entered Nibbana at that very location, never to be reborn in this world again. What did you learn from this story? Let us know in the comments. We hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you did, and click subscribe if you want to see our uploads. And consider making a donation to support our Buddhist animation project.